Peggy was the firstborn in a family of 3 children. She had become a woman of the night at a very young age, her beauty both a blessing and a curse. Some say she died trying to terminate a pregnancy, while others insist it was a jealous lover who ended her life. No one knows for sure. All that remains is a legacy of her smile, her mystery, and her ghost. They say one man once saw her walking alone on a cold night. Feeling sorry for her, he lent her his jacket and spent the night with her. But when he awoke, Peggy was gone. Confused and drawn to her, he asked around, and the locals pointed him to her parents' house. When he knocked, the look on Peggy's mother's face was strange, caught between grief and something unspoken. He insisted he had spent the night with Peggy, and after a tense silence, they quietly led him to a cemetery. There, hanging neatly on Peggy Chihuahua's tombstone, was his jacket, untouched by time or dirt. That was the last time he spoke of her, and the last time he walked those streets after midnight. They say the devil wears red, but in Harare, she wore a smile, a soft, inviting smile that led men to the grave. The music was deafening, bass thudding like war drums inside Club Eclipse. Neon lights bounced off walls slick with sweat and shadows. Sean leaned against the bar, fingers wrapped around a lukewarm Zambezi lager, eyes scanning the crowd. Another Friday night in Highfield, another attempt to drink away his loneliness. Then she walked in. A hush seemed to follow her like fog. She moved through the crowd with elegance, a slow sway of hips in a silky red dress that clung to her like a lover. Her skin shimmered, a soft golden brown like burnt honey. And her eyes, they were deep, dark, endless. Sean's breath hitched. "Who is that?" he whispered to the bartender. The bartender didn't look. He just muttered, "You don't want to know, brother," and walked away. But Sean was already moving. She stood alone near the back wall, sipping something clear. Vodka, maybe. Her lips were red, too red, like blood under moonlight. "Can I buy you a drink?" Sean asked, his voice unusually steady. She smiled, not shyly, not flirtatiously. No, this was something else. A knowing smile, like she had been expecting him. "Why buy what you already own?" she replied, her voice a whisper, soft as silk, cold as the grave. He chuckled nervously. "That's poetic." "I like poets," she purred, brushing her fingers along his arm. "But I like dreamers more." Sean blinked. Her touch was ice, not cold like air conditioning, cold like wet dirt 6 feet under. Still he smiled. "What's your name?" She leaned in so close he could feel her breath on his ear. "Peggy." The name hit him like a forgotten song. Familiar, but not quite placeable. Peggy. It echoed in his skull like a warning he couldn't decipher. "Sean," he replied. "Pleasure to meet you." "Oh," she whispered. "It will be." They sat in a booth. She asked no questions about his life. She didn't care about his job, his family, his ex. She asked only one thing. "Do you believe in ghosts, Sean?" He laughed. "Is that your way of asking if I'm scared of the dark?" Peggy tilted her head, her hair falling like a curtain over one eye. "No," she said. "It's my way of asking if you're ready to become one." He blinked. She laughed. The moment passed. They danced, slowly. Despite the club's pace, their rhythm was different, intimate, ancient. Her body was close, but never touching. Every time he reached out, she pulled away, only to draw closer again. "Come with me," she said as the club began to thin. "Where?" "Somewhere quiet," she said. "Somewhere forgotten." His body screamed no, but his ego said yes, and his feet followed. The streets outside were silent. Harare at night could be loud, dogs barking, radios blaring, cars racing, but not tonight. Not this street. She walked barefoot, her heels in her hand, as if guided by memory instead of direction. Sean tried to joke. "Where are we going, Peggy?" "Where no one watches," she replied. "Where no one wakes." He frowned. "You always talk like that." "Like what?" "Like you're already dead." She stopped and turned to him. "Maybe I am." And then she kissed him. The world spun. His vision blurred. He woke up to cold. The sun was not yet up, but the gray light of dawn crept over the tombstones like a thief. Sean sat up fast. His head throbbed. Dirt was caked to his hands. His shirt was torn, and he was lying on a grave. He turned to read the name. Peggy Chiwara, born 1961, died 1981. His heart stopped. He scrambled back, heart beat his ears, and stared at the name again. It couldn't be. It wasn't possible. You're not real, he stammered. Breath turned to fog despite the warm morning. Then a voice. Is that what you believe, Sean? He turned slowly. There she was, standing at the edge of the cemetery. The same red dress, the same cold smile. You came looking for pleasure, she said, walking toward him, not touching the ground. But I only offer remembrance. Sean ran. He didn't care where, just away. Behind him, laughter echoed, soft and sad. Not angry, not vengeful, just eternal. Weeks passed. Sean stopped going out. He couldn't sleep, couldn't explain what happened. When he told his uncle, the old man simply nodded. Peggy, he said, she was real. A beauty, yes, but murdered, left in the dirt behind Machipisa's shops. No justice. So her soul stayed. You believe it? Sean asked, hollow-eyed. Boy, his uncle said, lighting a cigarette. In Highfield, we don't believe. We remember. So if you're ever in Harare, walking the streets after midnight, and a woman in red asks you to dance, don't. Because some kisses taste like death. And some ghosts just want to be remembered. Thank you for watching.